All right, hello, my name is Alex Mills, and I will be doing my Unit 1 reflection. So for this reflection, I will be talking about the topics of horizontal identities, the social model, the medical model, and the moral model. And then I will discuss how understanding these concepts and how they are connected will aid me in my future career of becoming an occupational therapist. First, I will review what a horizontal identity is. According to the book Far from the Tree by Andrew Solomon, a horizontal identity is an inherent or acquired trait that is unlike an individual's parents. An example of this is a child with Down syndrome, which is a genetic mutation. How this identity is interpreted can be viewed through the different models of disability, specifically the medical model, the social model, and the moral model. I want to hone in on the level of acceptance parents express regarding their child's horizontal identity and how that can vary based on the different disability models we look at it through. And this is how I will be connecting these topics. I will frame this identity through each of the three models. However, to preface this presentation, I want to state that horizontal identities can be characteristics that aren't disabilities. But since this is a disability studies class, I will be evaluating the horizontal identities that are disabilities. So disabilities that are not shared with both the parents and the child. The first model I will be talking about is the social model of disability. According to the website artbeyondsight.org, the social model states that disability only occurs because society fails to take account of all people, no matter their differences. This model puts an emphasis and/or pressure on society and looks beyond the individual. So when evaluating horizontal identities with this model, we would look to society. How does society accommodate individuals with disabilities? So the degree to which parents of these individuals accept their child with a horizontal identity can be contingent on the level at which society accommodates the individual. Next is the medical model. According to the same website that talked about the social model, artbeyondsight.org, this model examines disability as something that needs to be cured. This places more emphasis on the individual and their disability. This can lead to stereotyping or having a disability or limitation overshadow the individual. So having an idea of a specific disability and the medical definition can paint an image of an individual with that disability before that you ever meet this individual. So it kind of defines them. This can also place fear in a parent with a child that has a disability that they do not have. The unfamiliar can instigate fear and stereotypes and may create a false possible reality. Unlike the social model, when looking at horizontal identities with the medical model, parents may perceive these identities as something that needs to be assessed and or cured. So for instance, taking their child to a psychiatrist to be tested for ADHD or autism. They may seek specialist help and use medications or different therapies to help limit the effects of the disability. The overall likelihood of a parent accepting the horizontal identity decreases because this emphasizes the idea that something is wrong and needs to be fixed, especially since the parent is not familiar with what life may look like for their child with a disability. Now we are going to examine the moral model. According to a website titled What Are Different Models of Disability, the moral model looks at a disability as being caused by a sin and or lapse in morals. Divine influence comes into play. Parents may view their child with a horizontal identity as a punishment because of a wrongdoing they did. This may cause a parent to resent their child or feel guilty because of their fate. This decreases the likelihood of acceptance. So individuals may turn to divine intervention for help and guidance when we're talking about this horizontal identity specifically. So putting all of this together, horizontal identities can lead to lack of acceptance of a child because the parent is unfamiliar of what life may look like with a disability. This may be explained by looking at all of the models and not just one in isolation. Parents may be afraid that society may not accept their child and that society may lack accommodations and produce limitations, the social model. Parents of these children may also seek medication and therapies that would allow their child to lose this horizontal identity, medical model. Also, a parent may believe that their child is a test from God or a product of wrongdoings, the moral model. All of these ideas and beliefs have ramifications. But would these fears be as apparent if the disability was not defined as a horizontal identity? So instead of a difference, the disability would be a commonality between a parent and a child. I believe this would influence how parents perceive the disability and may create less of a need to seek to define a disability through the different models. All right, so how will I use these concepts in my future career as an occupational therapist? So, understanding the concept of what a horizontal identity is and how it can be perceived through the different models of disability will help me be aware that there are many ways in which disabilities are viewed, which is very important when working with patients with disabilities and their families, especially if I decide to go into pediatric occupational therapy. Understanding how a parent may view their child's horizontal identity may help me to get an insight into the type of support and acceptance the child receives at home. When shadowing a pediatric occupational therapist, I saw firsthand the importance of parental support, and the level of parental support can be influenced by how the parent views the horizontal identity. I also learned the importance of communication with both the family and the individual, and having an understanding of the different models may help me in aiding with this communication. Looking at both horizontal identities and the different models can help paint a bigger picture of a disability and the influence of the parents. So it may also understanding how the parents view it may influence the likelihood of a parent seeking support services like occupational therapy for kids and adhering to their regimens. So that is it, and these are my references. Thanks for listening.